Hey, just Jean talking. I am Jean, registered nurse, maternal child health and family planning nurse practitioner. And my job here is to bring you issues relative to health and hygiene and to bring it to you in simple terms. Today we're talking about abortion. And before we start, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button and notifications, like and share. So, abortion. What is the meaning of the word abortion? Abortion is the termination or expulsion of the embryo or the fetus prior to the term of viability. And that expulsion causes the death of the embryo or the fetus. Now, the term of viability means approximately 20 weeks. So, medical science has determined that is the age where the fetus could actually live outside of the uterus if it were born at 20 weeks, and that's 5 months. So, the term abortion applies to a couple of different things. It's either a spontaneous or induced. Spontaneous means a miscarriage. You remember I told you that the sperm travels up through the vagina, up through the uterus, out the fallopian tubes, where it meets with the ovum that's popped out of the ovary. The two meet within the fallopian tubes, and they travel back down the fallopian tubes together, and they implant in the side of the uterus. So, with a miscarriage or termination, possibly that implantation was not good. Possibly there was not enough hormone. Maybe the chromosomal mix between the mom and the dad, maybe it was not right. There was something going on. There was possibly a disease, trauma. Something happened that the body, in its infinite wisdom, decided that this pregnancy should not go to term. And therefore, it expels the embryo or the fetus, depending upon what the term of time is. It expels it because it feels like it wouldn't be a good outcome. So, that's the spontaneous. Or it could be induced. If it's induced, it means that something outside of the body, someone determined that this pregnancy should come to an end. So there are two different types of induced. It could be therapeutic or it could be elective. If it's therapeutic, that means that the physician and or the parent has decided that based upon what they're seeing with the lab tests, with the examinations, with the growth pattern, something is going on that they see that this pregnancy is not going to have a good outcome. So they make a decision to terminate the pregnancy. If it's elective, it means that there's nothing going on with the implantation. There's nothing going on with the chromosomes, the genes, everything is working out fine. There are no issues, but the mom and the dad have decided that this pregnancy is not good at this time. So the mom basically decides, this is not a good time for me to carry this pregnancy to term. So she elects to terminate the pregnancy prior to the term of viability. So, abortion is then an elective, permissible termination of a pregnancy. So, what are the psychological effects of this procedure? Well, there are many social, physical, psychological effects upon the person that is having this abortion. Many times the woman does not want to have an abortion, but there are extraneous factors that come into play. It could be financial, it could be relationship, it could be many factors that have forced her to consider that this is the only option that she has left. Many times women are depressed. I mean, even though this procedure takes only 20 minutes or so from start to finish, you go in, you pay your money, you get the procedure, it's not over at that time. There are many repercussions. A depression could set in that could last for years. Sometimes the woman doesn't even know why she's depressed, why she's having issues, having relationship problems, all relating back to this procedure that she had to have. A lot of regret, a lot of worry about, okay, so I did conceive this time. Will I conceive again? You know, when it's time for me to want to conceive, will I be able to? That's a real fear. People have nightmares. There are many political, social, you name it, issues that have to be dealt with. So there haven't been a lot of studies done about why women who go through abortion have a lot of psychological issues remaining afterwards. But it's something that they're continuing to study. And as you know, there are many political angles to abortion. Over the centuries, over time, all around the world, there have been laws and rules constructed to determine if this is something that can be done, cannot be done, how many weeks can it be done, what states. And this is why the Roe v. Wade issue was so big. As you know, in 2022, I think it was, the Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade, which now means that abortion is determined by each state. So that means that based upon who's in power, if the governor is against abortion, or if the legislature is leaning in one way, in one direction or the other, it determines the lives of all the women in that particular state. Because if they determine that they don't want it in this state, then it can't be done. So then this woman who has an issue has to travel outside the state to possibly get the procedure done. And with Donald Trump running for president, he has had several stances upon abortion over the years, but he has said that he is the most pro-life president ever. And he is definitely in favor of states' rights, and he has appointed Supreme Court judges who are very conservative in this line of thinking. So it is an issue that women definitely have to think about, and as they go through thinking about who's going to be the next president, who's in power in your particular state, who's running for governor, it's a big issue, because the woman's body, it seems, may be not so much her own at the rate they were going. So that is my 2 cents for today. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. Help a sister out. Thanks.